Hello, welcome to badatpad by me, Trispeed, and game content. Today we are missing my stylus. I just realized, where did it go? I needed to do things, probably, and that clearly means that I have not played at all today. That is actually minorly troubling because I'm already short a stylus. Oops, I just moved the setup. Whatever, I guess what it means that we'll be playing the dungeon with our fingers. Oops, sorry. But we're here. This is directly after the new update finished. I don't even think the official time is not over yet. It is 9:40 p.m. and I think it's supposed to be over at 10 p.m. But it finished early, so that's cool. So the official update does include. Let me actually go over to Facebook and show you. It does so far just include some new evolutions, and that is it. Here's the update. 14.1.1 minor updates provide new evolutions, small adjustment, and bug fixes. So, the new evolutions are Acala, Trailo, and Tachibana. So I kind of knew this was going to be the update just because in their previous post that was about the maintenance. It didn't say new functionality or anything, so I assumed it's either evolutions or new dungeon. And I kind of felt like this set of three came out in Japan. I think we were due for it, basically. So I kind of suspected it would be these three. So I'm actually going to go over them in-game because I happen to actually have all three of those monsters. So let's do those reactions. Let's see. So first one we're going to go over is Trailo. I'll call her Trailo for short because her full name I am going to mess up, probably. So I've actually been preparing for this one. You might have seen in my Manticore video, I believe it was, that I did use her preemptively just to see what she's like. By the way, quick thing first. So the light, one of my friends using the video said, you should try filming your video with your room lights off. So that's what this looks like. Let me know if it is too... Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Hold on. I have to do one quick fix. It has to do with the audio. Let me know if the room lights are too... if it's too dark in the back. He said the wall looks boring in the back, and then if the lights are off, maybe these guys, this light and that light will show up more. So let me know if you like this setup. Yeah. So let's continue on with this review. So this is the form that's pre-Evo. So she got an ultimate evolution and oops. Come on. Evo search. An ultimate evolution and awoken evolution. So the new trend these days with the monsters, the pantheons that have not received awokens or any form past their first evolution, which is primarily the Wisdom Kings, I think. They're one of the last remaining 5-star pantheons that have not all received their evolutions. In Japan, most of them have received their evolutions now. Poor, I don't know his name because he's bad, but the blue one has not still. He's kind of like the Karin of this one who never got their evolution, who has not got the evolution yet. But the new trend is generally when a monster, well, this part isn't new, but generally when a monster does their awoken evolution, their active skill changes. And their leader skill sometimes changes in a relatively significant way. If it's just an ultimate evolution, it's usually just some kind of upgrade, but in a very similar, like, the upgrade is basically the monster, but like they just gave it maybe a little stronger, added an awakening. The active skill is the same, leader skill might be a little stronger, but mostly the same. For the awoken form, it's usually like the leader skill changes moderately. The awakenings might change moderately as well, and the type usually changes for awoken. Let's go over the two of them. So this is the first one. This is the ultimate evolution. In terms of the materials, you can look on Facebook yourself, but also awoken evolutions tend to use descend bosses as evolution material, whereas ultimate evolutions tend to just use normal evo mats like keepers and blitz and masks and stuff like that. This is the ult one, who I think is actually the better one, unless you're using it for buttoning, then it's not. This is what I'm gonna make. This is the leader Trailo Kijavia. On game 8, it actually has made it into the tier list as a commonly used leader. I believe it's actually more widely used than Anubis according to game 8's tier list. But it is basically a combo-based leader. It is now unbindable. It gained the double unbindable awakenings, which makes it more viable. as a leader. The active skill is the same, it is just 20% gravity, it's very boring. It has a multi-boost, so it's best used in co-op. 2 fingers, which is nice, and the leader skill is no Skyfall leader, which is relatively annoying just because it's not the leader skill multiplier itself, the attack multiplier, is not scalable, or it's not a scaling one, so the no Skyfall does not help you with damage control at all. But it is a slightly tanky leader with recovery, so it does everything but shielding in the leader skill. It has a pretty good attack multiplier. At 9 combos you get 2.5 times 7, which is I believe 17.5 or something like that, around 17x by herself, and she gets 1.5 HP, so tanky, and she actually gets a massive, almost unnecessarily large amount of recovery. Like, no one needs 7x, that's like more than Riku. It's like 3x, like 7x is insane. So that's the leader form. This is the form I'm going to make. I'll evolve in a little bit after I go over these, and I'm going to do a demo of her as well. This is the other form. This one is actually, it's not the worst as a sub, as a button sub, just because you have the double multi-boost. I was just trying to make sure the music's going. It does have the double multi-boost, which is pretty great for a sub. 2048 attack with the 297 is going to end up being like 2,500. So she's going to be sitting at like 5,000 something attack, which is pretty good. The 7 combo doesn't matter for the button part of it. If you are running this leader, or if you're running this form, the Awoken one, as a sub on your team in co-op, you will have a pretty big damage output from her overall, because it's like times 2.25 from the multi-boost, and of course it does actually boost your HP, her personal HP too, so she'll be sitting at 8,000 HP, and the recovery is really bad, but she'll be sitting at like 30 recovery or something like that. But she'll have multi-boost basically give you a 1.5x attack to all stats each, so it's this, in terms of attack, it's the same amount as a TPA. So if you make a TPA and 7 combos in co-op, you'll be at something like 3.15 times 2 or something, 3.125 times 2. Still not as good as, well, better than double 7 combos, worse than triple. Somewhere in that range. So she's not the worst sub, and she is a fire follow-up attacker. She's decent on her own team. If you use the leader one, she would be a decent sub. Her active skill, by the way, changed just to be in smaller gravity, but you do get a full board change, which is actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, it does not include hearts, but yeah, she gets a board change, which is pretty cool. Her leader skill, the difference between her and the other form is that the attack multiplier is lower. The other one you get 2.5 times attack, this one you only get 2. And it stops scaling at 8 combos, and also it's not a recovery boost, it is a shield at 8 combos. So you might have some recovery problems if you use her as a leader, but she's not unusable as a leader. Of the 2 of them, I'm going to make this one because I always need more leaders. I don't really need a fire follow-up attack sub for anything except for her own team, which I only have one of them, so I'm stuck in that regard. Let's talk about the other ones. Let's rotate over to Acala. So Acala is a sub that I used to use sometimes just because she was my best finger stick before I had Indra. It seems to be the Wisdom Kings, their thing is that they have multi-boost. Vajrayaksa and all of them have them too. That's like their thing. They have multi-boosts. So let's talk about the 2 Acala evolutions. So she got an Awoken form and an Alt form as well. Talking about her Alt form first, going over her active skill, it's the same. Divine Luck Bringer is 1 combo count plus 1 combo count and a 1 turn haste. She, similarly to Trailo, got a unbindable, so I guess you could call this the leader form. The leader skill looks to be, Acala has always been a tanky leader, kind of like similar parameters to Yusuke in terms of the HP and recovery in the multiplier wise. Like, she's kind of like Yusuke, 1.5x to everything for wood, not for light. And she is a cross leader, so you probably want to play her if you have great player scale or on a 7x6. So you get 3.5x for each cross of wood or fire. That's pretty similar to her old one, I think. Her old one is, let's see, 3x, so it went up like a tiny bit, her multiplier. Cross leaders is a little bit difficult, but good luck if you're trying to use them. Let's talk about Awoken Acala a little bit. Awoken Acala has 4 fingers, so she is I believe 4 fingers is the max time extends that any, in terms of awakenings, that any sub brings. Leader skills can give more effective time than that, but sub-wise, I think 4 fingers is the highest. She has 2 multi-boosts, similar as Trailo. Less attack than Trailo, but more recovery. So her skill changed a little bit. You get 1 more combo, which is cool. 2 combos per on turn. And it makes a second from the bottom to wood. I guess that's okay for crossing. Well, I think generally when they have like second from the left or right, or second from the bottom in this case, it's pretty easy to cross because you can just kind of do like a swish, swish, and you'll have a cross. I don't know if that like swish, swish means anything to you, but it means something to me. Let's see, double skill boost, cool. And what else changed? So her attack for each cross is different. Oh, is the other one only for... So this one does not, as a leader, does not have a recovery multiplier, so immediately worse. She has no recovery component for her leader skills, what I mean to say. Her attack multiplier for the cross is higher, 4 compared to 3.5. However, you're only allowed to use 1 color, which is wood. So probably the other one is a better leader. This one's a better sub. As a sub, it's not stellar. It's best as a time stick, I want to say. The 2 multi-boost is not as good as Trailo's because, well, Trailo has 2 multi-boosts and a 7Z and a TPA. This thing is going to basically have an unconditional double TPA multiplier, so an unconditional 2.25x, which like isn't like the highest, but I mean, I guess you could use it if you need a stat stick, a time stick. So those are the 2 Acala forms. I'm probably not going to evolve either of them until I tend to only evolve things or make things when I finally have a use for them. I do have 2 Acala, so I could make 1 of each, but I don't really need her for anything. So I think I'm going to leave them as is right now. I think overall from this, by the way, this whole thing, the Trailo leader is the most exciting thing for me. Lastly, Tachibana got an awoken form. No, she did not get an awoken form. This form here is already the awoken form. She got an alt form. So her active skill is the same as it was before the awoken form. As you might know, all of the Samurai 2 series, which is Tachibana's series, all only have awoken evolutions and nothing else until this point. So their active skill would change. Like for instance, Nene has +2 combos in a board change, and then her awoken form has like a bind clear and a board change. And with Tachibana, she had +2 combos and a board change. Now she's shield and a board change. So let us continue on. Sorry, I got distracted by some ding ding dings on Facebook. So this one I believe is made to be more of a leader. I think generally when they have the unbindable thing these days, like as the evolution gains unbindable, they kind of are meaning for it to be more of a leader. I don't know, but she does keep the double 7s, which is cool. Loses the double fingers and the double skill boosts. Not as cool for a sub. Her active skill is, as I said, the same as her old one, which is +2 combos with a board change that's almost rainbow. It does not include dark, but it has everything else, including hearts. The leader skill is a little different. It's a no skyfall, so the other Tachibana is a 7x6 leader, 5x for matching 4 colors, I think, or 5 colors. Is it 4 colors? This one is a no skyfall, and again, you want to match the same 4 colors. But you get a significant multiplier boost as well, 4x, for match when you have 6 or orbs or less on the board. So it's basically, you can kind of think of her as like a Kaide with a slightly worse multiplier and rainbow. And she has double 7s. But like leader skill wise, she's kind of like a Kaide style leader, which is like a leave X or an Amen style leader, but more on Kaide's easiness because it's 6 or less, and Amen is 3 or less remaining of orbs. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. So she is kind of like Kaide, but with a worse multiplier, but probably easier to activate overall, just because it's generally hard. For Kaide, you need 2 wood combos. You need at least 6 wood orbs, which is harder to make form, especially if you're trying to activate every single turn. Except she also does not have a shielding component. The no skyfall part is fine, but I kind of wish she had a shield. Oh, she does have a shield. Just kidding, she has a shield. So she is just like Kaide. Should be overall. I haven't used her. I don't think she's an amazing leader. 20x is pretty high. But these days Rainbow is not super in. I suppose it's not a terrible leader skill overall. But I'm probably gonna keep. I have one Tachibana, and I'm gonna keep her as a sub form. Just because I find immense use for her as a sub with the double skill boost and the double finger. The unbindable does not really. I do not really need that much. It's not the worst leader skill. If you're trying a new leader, if you're trying to get into the Rainbow world, you could try to run her. Yeah, so not the worst. Overall, everything is not terrible. I think what's terrible? I guess the Acala ones are not as exciting for some reason, especially the Awoken Acala. To me, is not that exciting. The Trailo is pretty exciting. So actually, let's go on to that and evolve her. I really wish I knew where my stylus was. Maybe when I turn the lights back on, I'll be able to locate it, because I was definitely playing with it yesterday. So I honestly have no idea where it went, and it is a black stylus, so it should be, I don't know, it's metallic and shiny, so it should be pretty easy to see. Perhaps when you turn the lights back on again, let me know what you think about this light setup compared to my normal one. So let's give the leader one a go. Oh, that's funny. Her this material that I'm missing here for her is actually the skillet material for the alt Trailo. So Fierce Goddess of Demon Conquest. Let's give her a whirl. I need to Tamaja her too. So she's very well endowed. That is comment number 1 that I have. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but compared to her other form, her unevolved, her previous evolution, the thing she gained mainly in terms of leader skill is just slightly more attack. She has times 14 in her previous form. Now she has times 17.5. So a small to moderate increase. So let's get her unbind ability, which is nice. Now I will be using the same team that I was using when I did first showcase her. Wow, she has a lot of HP. She's gonna hit 9,000 HP. It's pretty good in multiplayer. She'll hit 9,000. So let's actually hop into. I guess we can try this dungeon, the Star Treasure of the Night Sky, which I farm sometimes, or I run some when I just need a big chunk of stuff gone, stamina to use. I'll just run this. I don't know if she's ideal for this. Now, by the way, you generally want to pair her with the 7x6 leader because she's like Anubis, so you need 8 to 9 combos. Anubis needs 8 to 10, but she should function, in terms of comparing her to Anubis, as... Oh, by the way, you want to pair with the Diablos. Usually you can other things you could pair with is like Ilmana or Maishi or Nui, but Diablos gives the most usefulness overall. Compared to Anubis, Trailo, this leader form of Trailo, has more HP and more recovery, slightly worse multiplier. Yeah, I think those are the main differences. And she also is more restrictive because she needs fire. Speaking of fire, a lot of the good subs for her I actually don't have. I do have an Enra, which is good, but I don't have like Fire Cotton for my follow-up attack. I don't have Fire Nay. So I am kind of running a hybrid dark red team here. Unfortunately, one thing that I also realized is it's kind of hard to find fire subs that have... I'm going to hop into the dungeon so you're not so bored looking at this. This is my team. It's hybrid dark, combo based. Ilmana is just for the skill boost, the time, and for the killers. And Glavin is for follow-up attack and for time. It's very hard to find a fire type leader, or not... Sorry, fire subs that have the row unbind awakening, which I actually like because this team is mostly bindable, which kind of sucks. I think I'm too used to having a Matsu who is unbindable with that the bind clear awakening, which I think I take for granted because now that I started running this, I wish that I had it. And also, don't judge me, my finger pad skills are not good. so let's see what kind of damage we can get. 13 mil on Uranus. Again, if you are running in co-op, you will be stronger. I think also with all these multi-boosty monsters, if you use the Ganjiang or Moye sword pair or whatever it's called, the except their weapon assist form, they do confer a multi-boost awakenings. And I think it actually works pretty well on this specific team that I have right here, just because it makes the attribute of the monster dark, and if I put it on Trailo, she will be matching all of her friends as a dark attribute monster. And I think this team mainly functions with dark damage. The fire here is less necessary overall compared to the dark. Respectable amount of damage, I think. So this team overall is pretty nice with the Diablo's pair because it has HP, and the leader skills provide HP recovery combo based, and a shield with Diablo shields. Kind of like you get a little bit of everything, which is nice. Again, do not judge my finger matching skills. I am a stylus guy. That is just what I use. This is not what I use. This being these pinchers. Hopefully we can clear this dungeon. It seems to be relatively smooth so far. I do have a second Uranus, but I don't really want to make it into the what do you call it? The form. I don't want to evolve the Uranus. I would prefer to keep one, just one of each, because the base form has a unique active skill. I mean, I have a lot of the Greek-Roman 3 already, but like, I just like to have, you know, I'd like to keep it unevolved, just in case I ever do need Mr. Uranus's, oops, I matched this ugly. I matched it very poorly. That's not a good pattern. Don't do it that way. Oh god. Yeah, see, that's the problem with no Skyfall. Thankfully, I spoke too soon. Was going to say, thankfully, I have enough hearts to follow attack again, but he promptly removed them, so I'm going to chalk that up to, chalk these fails up to not having a stylus, and I'm actually going to see if I can look for a really old crappy stylus that I have, or I thought I had, and apparently I cannot find them, so I know I have a stylus somewhere because I have been playing this game. I just don't know where it went off to. Maybe it fell on the floor somewhere. So let's see if I can follow-up attack with my fat fingers. My finger is not fat at all. They're actually very skinny, but they feel fat right now because they seem like they're almost sticking. I don't know how people do it. And by it's, I mean match. Play puzzle dragons with their fingers. The nice thing, by the way, about her already being no Skyfall leaders is things like Fire Cotton and Uranus active skills will not negatively impact you. I mean, normally they would impose no Skyfall, which is arguably negative. It could be beneficial, but it doesn't really matter because you already know Skyfall, so it's just a straight up board change on a shorter cooldown. So it's like, nice. In terms of how she feels, it might be because I'm using the super... I happen to have enough team cost with this team to run the super unbindable... Not super, the super time extend badge. It might be because of that, but she feels pretty easy. She feels pretty strong as well. Both pretty strong and pretty easy. I don't think I have to feel like I'm gonna have to match super fast. And I can kind of get a lot of power, especially out of the two dark subs, pretty easily. Now, Ilmana is actually pretty nice here because she gets ×9. I think I myself wondered, and other people would I saw people wondering why Ilmana, if you do read the tier lists that go up, like the ones that are made by Baka Data, I believe I think some people wonder why Ilmana is tiered so highly as a sub. She places in the top 5. Ooh, that did not do enough damage at all. Okay. Do I have a backup plan? Yes, I have a backup plan. We do this. And this is one case, I suppose, where the gravity is useful because I can pop it and give her some of that. Okay. Now I think my main damage dealer should be Ilmina, so I actually maybe want to pop Ilmina right here. By the way, I put Gadius onto Blavinus, and as what I was saying before, you know what, let me match first. I think we have to get 9. Hope we don't die. Should I pop? Do I trust? I think I trust. I think we can get her below. I believe we're pretty close to her threshold, so we should be able to knock her down to the safety zone. Except I cannot match, apparently. But what else is new? That certainly is not new information. Oh, I didn't get the last red. We did get 9 combos. Let's hope Uranus did enough damage. Yes! We did it! We barely did it. Okay. So, we have some locked things. I hope I can clear this. That would be nice. I'd like to do a clear with showing off a new leader. That would be a nice thing to have. Where are you? My fingers are so fat I can't even pick up these orbs. It's dark. I can't match those. I can match like one of those. I can match that water right there. One annoying thing I will say about her is that you have to activate. You have to hit really hard in order to activate the recovery component too. Without the okay, wow. Why are we so weak? Why are we so weak? Let's try to remove. You know what? Let's try to get rid of this darkened orb, and then we will continue. Then I think we can pop Ilmina. Her recovery component, her leader skill only activates if you achieve high combo counts. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Oops. See, for example, this will not give a recovery, and that was a terrible amount. Ouch. I think we're actually going to pop Ilmina and hopefully not die. Oops. Okay, I guess it's do or die because we do not have enough HP to live the next hit. Oh, fun. It's kind of matched already. Oh, wow, it's kind of matched. Yeah, it's matched already, sort of. So we have, these are all red, and these are lights. No, these are reds too. So if we do something like this, and then we bring these here, I think that's not the worst pattern in the world that I've ever done. Oops, that was bad. Yeah, we die. Yeah, we dead. I blame on my fat fingers, but I'm not going to re-record this video. Man, we could have beaten that one, and I'm kind of sad about that. But the fine and movement control is not good for these. But I suppose that is a demo of her. I think she'll really shine in co-op, especially if you run the Ganjang Moye sword pair on her, which I can actually show you. Where is it? I'm kind of sad that I lost that dungeon. I wish I had my stylus in front of me. So if you... This is that, and if you have this weapon in stage, she'll probably be really strong. Is all I'm trying to say. In other news, I think the... one other thing I wanted to go over, that's all that's in this update so far. I think we should have a new dungeon to clear this weekend. And I think that because in the post about their Twitch stream, they do mention this stream will feature an exciting new challenge along with sneak peek at upcoming content. Hopefully the upcoming content is not another ranking dungeon or something, because I am tired of those. By the way, my update is I think I was at the 3.7, I think I ended at 3.8 or 9%, between 3.7 and 3.9%. But I think there should be new dungeons to clear because That's usually what, if we have new challenges, they'll release it and then they'll play it. And when they're playing it on stream, which is Friday at 7 p.m., it's usually out for us too. So that's the next upcoming thing. And also I think I'm due for a stream. So I think I'm going to do that this weekend, probably on Saturday afternoon, and maybe I'll be doing whatever the new content is, if there really is new content and my hunches are right, or my hunch was right. My hunch was right about what was going to be in this evolution series. But that is going to be it for this video. Let me know which of these new evolutions you were really excited to pursue, whether it's one of Acala's, which one of Trailo's, or if you're going to swap your Tachibana. Might as well show off the star of this show, except she lost. I swear she should be an okay leader. I swear she is tiered. Yeah, let me know which part of this update that you were most excited about, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.